there, Virgo. Welcome to your end of July 2025 tarot update. It's Raina here. Oh gosh. So I don't really live on a busy street at all. It's just that sometimes when I press record, somebody guns their motor, apparently. So let's look at the last half of the month. I'm recording this on the 17th, which is actually smack dab in the middle of the month. I like to do these readings like more like that because it's, you know, it's closer to the middle, you know, to the end of the month rather than the last week of the month. That's a little bit pushing it, which sometimes I do. By the way, I'm also starting to do August love readings on my second channel called Tarot Alchemy by Raina, or with Raina Moon. So you can check that out if you like love readings. Oh my God, I swear, you know that I separated these. Okay, that's a sign for the universe to me. Okay. But that's, I joke and say, oh, well, you know, when I do these on this channel, a lot of times it does turn out to be like love relationships, if you will. Oh my goodness. Look at all these major arcana cards. So far I've got, I guess, 2 of them. Okay. All right, so what do we have here? We have a King of Swords and Aces. We got swords, 3 swords. And the Lover's card can be connected to Gemini, and Gemini is one of the swords. The swords are the air signs. So if there is a Gemini, and Gemini is a mutable sign, so that would be the type of person that you would be attracted to. Also because you're both ruled by Mercury, I suppose. So the other air signs are Aquarius. I always associate this with Aquarius. I don't know if it is. And Libra. The heart of the matter is the Lover's card. Of course, those frogs just crack me up. And it is connected to Gemini. It's connected to a choice, perhaps, that a person has to make. And of course, so in a self-explanatory sort of way, it can be about some kind of romantic connection with someone. But, you know, this, because they're showing frogs, it's hard to understand. But in the classic Rider-Waite deck, they show naked people because that is, you know, getting, you know, it could be like getting busy, like consummating a relationship finally, but it can also be getting intimate emotionally with somebody, really bonding with them at a deep level. And this is when we think about forming a union with someone, whether it's legal or not, but we're just like, okay, we're gonna be life partners. There can be that sense of the tides turning when you decide to do that, you know, when you get to a certain level of intimacy. Because a person can have a one-night stand, that doesn't mean that they're destined to be life partners. So there's kind of a fake intimacy and a more genuine intimacy. In the past position, we have the 2 of Wands, and this is a 2. If you look at the Roman numeral 2, that's the sign for Gemini. I don't know if they say that is exactly what Gemini's sign represents, but it is a dual sign. All the mutable signs are dual signs. So duality is Gemini's middle name. And so with that comes with when you get a 2 in a reading, it's going to be about choice. So just like I said, this may be more about choices that you have to make. And the Two of Wands can be sometimes like career related, or if it's something connected to love, I would say, does a person want somebody that, like, this is in the challenge position. I'll just bring this up, because this could be maybe a person that is not very emotional, is in their head, but in their head so much that they can't really connect. Maybe they can't express themselves very well. I mean, ironically, because the Swords is all about communication, but maybe anything that has to do with their emotions is very hard for them to express. And if you have, like, let's say you have met someone who is very warm, and not maybe the King of Swords individual is very cold, you're choosing between the passion or the kind of very, and you might be a very like cerebral, and you may really respect the person's mind, but you don't feel that heart connection. And it's possible in some cases that this is a facet of yourself, that this is a part of yourself, Virgo, because you might be in your mind too much, and that is preventing you from seeing the choices before you as they really are. So there may be some indecisiveness, indecision going on. The higher message is the Ace of Swords. So this is like cutting through the illusion to get to truth, and really believing that there is, like, that mental clarity can make you go forward, because the Ace is like the activation. It's like the catalyst. So something may be keeping you from making a decision. Indecisiveness can keep you from making a decision, but part of that is maybe illusion. Ace of Swords is about cutting through illusion. And I personally believe that, with the King of Swords in the challenge position, it may be that the mind is overly active, the intellect is overly active, and the intuition is being underused. You know what I mean? So that's very important as well, in order for you to be able to embrace the mental mumbo jumbo kind of thing that happens, where, you know what they call it too, like analysis paralysis. And that can certainly be something that affects Virgo people. I have the moon in Virgo, so I know a lot about Virgo energy, believe me. And one of the names of this second channel, that I started, I called it for a little while Moon and Virgo Lady, because I thought that would be cute. What's coming in is the Hangman, and this is right side up. I'm always confused about that. So this is about a period to me of waiting. And of course, as we get into Leo season, which the second half of the month, the sun goes into Leo, I believe on the 22nd. I could be wrong about that. No, I think it is. Then we have a new moon on the 24th, is that this is when you go into your hibernation phase, when the sun is in your 12th house. So I believe that the rest of 2025 is going to be major for Virgo people, because you're going to have two new moons in your sign. The first one is a black moon on August 22nd. There's another new moon in the form of a solar eclipse on September 21st. And this is amazing, Virgo. So if you feel the need to rest, if you feel the need for more solitude in the next 30 days, take it. And know that, and it's almost like the hangman can be also this sense of surrender. Because if you feel like you're, with the Two of Wands, if you feel like you're at the crossroads of your career, or you're deciding whether or not to stay with someone, or choosing between two people, these are important decisions to make. But the Ace of Swords, that clarity that comes, that allows you to take the next step, you can't snap your fingers and do that. You have to be able to sometimes disengage from the issue to kind of clear your mind, to go back to it, or kind of like, stop trying to control the outcome, and just the hangman is just about let it be. And then sometimes that's when things flow more. And because you sometimes create resistance when you're trying to put your hand in everything. The outcome is the Page of Swords, and this is a card that can be connected with really being aware of everything around you, doing your research. Maybe that's, what action, the only action you need to take at this time. Like if you're saying, I don't like the career I'm in, I think I want to do that. Maybe the next step is researching that. Maybe watching people do that. How does it really feel? For some reason, being a massage therapist comes into my mind. And I think that, I think that's because that was something that I thought I wanted to do. And then when I was starting the training, I realized I don't want to touch people. I don't want to get that close to people that way. I like the idea of it. But the thing is, some of you that might be exactly what you feel aligned to do. Maybe you're like a teacher and you want to be a healer, and you want a hands-on type of healing. So maybe, something like a massage therapist would be your cup of tea, and you feel more autonomy, and you feel like you can call your own shots more. But you have to do your research. And that makes you feel like you are making progress. Okay, that's what I have for you, Virgo. I hope that this resonated. If you would like an astrological reading, I do natal chart interpretations, transit readings. I have a combination reading called my Deep Dive. That's 2 full-length readings of both of those types. They're at least an hour each for a special price. And I also have career readings, love readings. You can find out more information at the link below. Thanks for watching. Bye.